can we make money with a simple zero indicator, one time frame trend following system? Is it possible to make money just attempting to follow the trend with no indicators, no fancy tools, no order flow, no moving averages, no nothing? Let's go ahead and hop onto the charts, back test some of this together, and we'll see. Let's go ahead and do this. I like to run these all as one shot right here through Zoom. This way you guys know that I'm not cherry picking my back test, right? I think it's easy for traders to hop on, say, oh, we got a great strategy, we're going to back test it, and then just cut and paste to them, only taking winning trades on the back test. So in order to do this, we're going to throw a trading view in replay mode. We're going to be on the 5-minute chart here for ES, and we're just going to go to throw in a random bar. That's how I'm going to run this. We're not going to even pick a specific time of day. We're not going to pick a multiple time frames or any of that stuff. We're not going to wait for a specific time of day. We're just going to go ahead and look to identify a basic trend. So we're going to use the 5-minute chart only. I'm going to zoom all the way out so I can get as much data as I can to look at that higher time frame trend. And then I'm going to zoom back in to look at the lower time frame trend. And before we even get started, if you are watching this and you say, Zach, I don't even know what you're talking about when you say, a trend. Here's what a trend is going to be defined as for me. We think price is moving from the bottom left-hand side of the screen to the top left-hand side of the screen, okay? Price action and market structure should be looking something like this. Higher highs and higher lows getting put in, okay? We don't have a super duper specific way to say we need to see at least one higher high and then a higher low. Nope, we're just going to be really simple traders, and we're going to say this is what a downtrend looks like. When price starts to sell off, price looks like it's heading down. It looks like we are pulling back and then breaking lows, pulling back up, breaking lows, continuing down lower without really breaking above highs, right? Basic discretionary definition of what a trend is, okay? When we start to consolidate and go back and forth like this, we might not look to do anything, okay? So we're going to look to zoom out here. Let's reset the chart. We went to a random date. We're going to zoom out as much as we can. We said we're only going to use the 5-minute chart, right? And we'll zoom out and kind of just look and see, hey, are we trending to the upside, trending to the downside? Right here, in general, it looks like we're headed lower. Why? Completely zoomed out on the 5-minute chart. We are started to drift lower here, pulled back up, didn't come down and break this low just yet, pulled all the way back up, and then we did come down and break this low over here, right? Now, down over on this side, we're starting to put in a series of lower lows and lower highs, right? We are trending to the downside, especially as we're coming into, right when we're about to start trading, right? Pretty simple. So I'm going to classify this, basically, as a higher time frame trend to the downside. So I'm going to take that into consideration. I'm going to keep that in my mind as I'm starting to trade this. We're going to backtest this together. Here's going to be the game plan for actually trading if we start to continue lower here. I'm going to smash this sell button. And let's say I'm going to look to throw a stop loss above a level of structure in an area where I don't think it's likely to be hit. And I'm going to allow my winners to run to an area where I think it's reasonable. This is discretionary, right? Subjective. And there is a little bit of my experience, right? Being a trader that's been in the markets for quite a while, that's going to come into play that you might not have. But let's see if we can do this in a very simple way. And I'll articulate what I'm doing as I go along. So we identified higher time frame trend up. Immediate time frame trend does look like it's to the downside, but we're just starting to kind of come off here. I'm looking to sell, right? I'm not looking for a buy. If we start to pull back a little bit and then come lower, I'm going to look to short this with a stop loss maybe above highs. Let's just get the party started right here and say we're going to short this over here, and we're going to throw a stop loss way up here where if we start to sell off here, we'll be able to grab some profit. You know what? Let's go like right here. We'll be able to maybe grab some profit as we come down. Maybe we pull back. We have to stop ourselves out here, and this initial sell-off does not come into play. Awesome. We start to sell off. We're going to run this trade. Let's see. Okay. Maybe we get close to that 1-to-1, and we look to take some profit on this bad boy. Let's take a look. I'd like to see this continue a little bit more. Not looking for anything crazy. We got a nice wick lower there. Kind of just drifting sideways. Let's see. Let's see if we can get a little bit of a push lower down below these lows. Look to grab some profit on this bad boy. Nice. Let's go ahead and flatten there. Past a 1-to-1. We racked up $725. Is every trade going to work out like this, guys? No, definitely not, right? Not going to be as easy as this. And I don't mean to simplify trading or to make it seem like it could be something, so incredibly simple to do. We know it's not as easy as what we're displaying here. But I do just want to display to you the power and simplicity that can be used with no indicators on your chart, just doing what you think makes sense. Higher time frame trend, lower time frame trend, low time frame market structure, throwing a stop loss in an area that we think is unlikely to get hit. Very subjective here, but maybe above a level of structure, right? Just away from that consolidation, and selling into selling pressure, holding to a reasonable spot, right? Maybe I'm going to take into consideration a little bit of how much I risked on that trade individually and just how much reasonably more I think the thing can go, okay? So we're continuing to sell off here. I'm going to try to sell it again if we pull back up. Let's take a look. Okay, so this would have been a decent entry. Well, now we're starting to kind of pull back here. Let's see. We're consolidating a little bit. Maybe we pull back up a little bit and then start to sell off. If we just start to break down lower, guess what? I'm going to sell it. Nice. Let's go ahead and take a short there. Stop loss up here. Let's run this bad boy to the downside. See what we can get. Maybe it pulls all the way back up on us and we take a stop out, right? Nice. I think if we were going to continue selling off, it would be unlikely that we came all the way up here and started to push above this level, right? Before just continuing lower. So that's what we've started to do. Let's hold on to this one. Again, we risked $1,237. Let's see if we can at least grab that, maybe a little bit more. Nice. We came down. We're past our 1-to-1. We got $1,400 showing on this bad boy. Let's go ahead and flatten it. Will we have days where we don't just trend, where we chop around, we come back and forth, we consolidate, we'll take losses? Absolutely, man. Absolutely. But we're 2 for 2 so far. Let's just keep the show rolling, okay? This now has really been trending to the downside, right? I'd like to see a little bit of a pullback and then a turn lower before we look for another short. That's my game plan here. So we started to pull back. Let's see if we continue to pull back. Okay, we're forming a little bit of an uptrend here. Want to be a little cautious. If we start to sell off nice and aggressively, I'm going to like it for a short. Let's see. Started to get a little bit of volatility that came in here. Probably a session that's changing over. Let's go ahead and sell it there. So a stop loss up here, right? Like we said, if we continue way up here, we're wrong, right? Price is not coming lower. Let's not go so wide with it. Let's see. Maybe we take an L on this one. Looks like we're going to. Not just yet. We swept above highs. We're kind of consolidating. We're continuing this trend to the upside for now. Nice. Took an L. There we go. So we didn't continue lower here, right? We consolidated a little bit. Volatility came in, but we're following this little low time frame trend to the upside, at least for now. Take a wild guess. If we come back down, I'm going to look to short it again. Let's see. We got a little bit of a medium time frame trend to the upside now. We could play this to the upside, right? And say, hey, understand the overall higher time frame trend is to the downside, but we're going to start to look long on this because at least for right here, right now, we're starting to trend to the upside, right? Let's stick with our bias at least for now, looking for shorts, right? Because that higher time frame trend is really in store. Maybe until we see a lot of buyers continue to step in and this trend to start to continue to the upside. Let's see. See, we're starting to push lower. Maybe not enough to say, hey, we're ready for a short. We come down and maybe break this low. Let's look for it. Okay, coming down right there. Let's try it. Let's go stop loss up here. Flowing with the higher time frame trend. We waited for a downtrend to start here. Let's see if we can't take a W on this bad boy. Nice, close to a 1-to-1. Let's hold on to it a little bit longer. Yeah, we're at a 1-to-1. Let's go a little bit longer. Let's look for like $1,000 on this, right? Let's go for a break of that low. Let's see if we can handle that. Oh, we came back up. Okay, we took the W anyway. But again, let's leave it realistic. Maybe you hold for that break of that low. We don't get that. It comes all the way back up. So we got another W. Congratulations, guys. Simple, trend following, 0 indicators on the chart. I'm going to keep doing this for a little while longer. Hopefully we take some L's, right? You can see the reality of, every trade is not going to work out in our favor. But I really do think if you're really struggling, if you are a beginner, you have no idea, what you're doing. You don't have a lot of tools that you're, feeling confident with. Hop on a 5-minute chart. Hop on a US indice. Hop on, any instrument. Take a look at the 5-minute. Zoom all the way out. Don't use 1,000 time frames. Don't use a million different tools. Just zoom all the way out. Identify that trend. Are we just chopping back and forth, right? Maybe that's not going to be great for your trend following approach where you're looking for a extension to the upside or extension to the downside. Are we trending to the upside really clearly? Zoom back in, wait for that trend to continue in the direction, take a buy, throw a stop loss in an area that makes sense, see what happens. Collect some data doing that. Is this all I think you need to do in order to make money trading? No, it's not. I think if it was this just as simple as, we are making it out completely to be here, it'd be really easy, right? It's not. We do have to take into consideration, a whole bunch of different factors, but you can keep it really simple, really, really, really simple. You can have basic criteria for entry like we're seeing right here, where I say we pulled back up, we got a higher time frame trend to the downside, we're going stop loss above a high, we're selling as we're breaking lows, we're breaking out to the downside. Let's see if that can continue today. Maybe not. Maybe we just sweep a low and we come right back up. But we're holding for, around that 1-to-1, at least making an equal amount for what we're risking at very least, right? We know that if we do that with a 50% win rate, we are breaking even. Looks like we're going to take an L on this one. Cool. Not yet. Choppy back and forth. Nice. We took an L on that one. So we're starting to kind of chop around, consolidate a little bit. Let's see if we can't take 1 or 2 more of these, and you guys will kind of understand what we're doing here. And again, this is a decent way to backtest in TradingView. I'm not really collecting a whole bunch of data. I'm not marking up a whole bunch of stuff. But if you just want to test kind of following along with the trend a little bit, I think you can do that. Okay, we're pulling back. Let's see if we start to push lower. Yeah, let's flow along with this downtrend, right, man? We're breaking lower. We're going to throw a stop loss. Let's say we throw a stop loss way up here. We're going to go for, a larger move to the downside, see if we can't break and continue to the downside here. Let's see. We're starting it. Ooh, there we go. Very nice. So we made it almost to a 1-to-1. Let's say we were late on the close, and now we got to make it to a little bit further. We got to wait for a break of this low again, which we had to do before. Did we come all the way back up, or did we get it this time? Oh man. Almost down to the tick. Nice. See, I'm not even attempting to say, oh well, we're gonna close it out, we're gonna adjust it, we're gonna do whatever we're gonna do. We'll just let the dang thing play out, right? So I'll clip it there, guys, but you get the basics of this. You get what I'm doing here, right? Trend following, simple. Is that all you need? Like I said, no, right? Is trading that easy? No. But what I want to display with some of these videos is you are able to keep things stupidly simple. If you can keep risk in line, you can apply some consistency to what you're doing. Higher time frame trend, lower time frame trend, around where you're entering. We're entering on breaks of lows, looking for continuation, holding for around or past that 1-to-1 take profit, right? Stop loss level. I think you can really start to make some gains. And I think so many traders, I see so many traders, and I was stuck here for a long period of time, wildly overcomplicate it. There's 1,000 indicators on their chart. There's 100 things that they're taking into consideration, and it's completely confusing them. They're not applying any consistency to risk management, to what they're doing and actually trading, and it just ends up being a really frustrating nightmare. If you're in one of those situations or a beginner, I think going back, stripping your charts, hopping on TradingView, not just entering like a madman and averaging in, doing all this crazy stuff. Decide what you're going to do on the front end. You're going to trend follow. You're going to trade reversals. Are you going to use a tool or two? Great. Decide that on the front end and then back test, a much larger back test than what we just did there. Hope this video helps. Along with back testing, actually collecting some data, you'll collect some experience, right? You'll continue to watch the market play out in back tested time, right? Historical data, but that can help. Nothing's going to be better than actually trading something live, forward testing in real time. But for building some confidence, building out a strategy, building out an approach, testing some different things, that can be very helpful. Quick disclaimer, guys, if you want to, but before that, if you want to watch me trade live, I do it 9:30 a.m. Eastern almost every dang day right here on YouTube. 100% free. I also run a 100% free trading Discord. You want to check that out? Links are down below. I'll also link it right here. Quick disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't provide financial advice. Nothing I say or do is a suggestion or recommendation to do anything at all. I'm just an idiot here yapping for entertainment purposes only. Make sure you do your own research, make your own trading decisions. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what we're talking about, even in funded prop firm accounts, and the affiliate and partnership disclaimer that says I stand to make money from links and codes in my content. Hope this video helps, guys. Hope to see you trading live.